Hi, Mackenzie. Thanks for your question. I thought that the best way to answer it would be to make you this short video and go through the worksheet with you a little bit. I've got the picture of what you sent me here on the screen, and I think one of the problems that you're having is just that some of these expenses would not be monthly. They would be more probably annually or yearly. So I think in terms of the numbers that you've got here, that's probably the biggest change that we would make. If you were renting a 3-bedroom apartment, you wouldn't expect to spend that much per month unless it was like a real luxury sort of Hollywood kind of thing. You'd probably be looking more around $1,200 to $1,500 a month. It's been a while since I rented, but I think you could probably find something in that range. The other option, depending on the career that you're choosing and your annual income, would be to rent something smaller to start out with, or to have a roommate that you may be sharing the expenses with, and so you would be taking that value and dividing it equally between 2 people or that kind of thing. And so if it comes to having to look to how would you reduce your expenses, then that's one option. Again, when we look at food expenses, just going by my family, I've got 2 kids and a husband, and the 4 of us, we spend about $600 a month on food. So I'm thinking around $400 to $600 would probably be lots, especially for a single person. Medical expenses and transportation. For medical expenses, if you don't sort of anticipate having any of those, then certainly you can leave that blank. But transportation, again, for if you wanted a car, then you could probably lease a car for, like a new car for around $300 a month. And then you've got to also build in things like gas and insurance, car repairs, that kind of stuff, parking, tickets, Anyway, you can throw in some values for that, but again, it's monthly, and so that's probably more of a monthly cost. And healthcare, I don't know here. I would think that healthcare wouldn't be a really big one, especially for a young person. Maybe the odd sort of bottle of Tylenol here and there, and the odd prescription, maybe a pair of glasses, that kind of stuff once in a while, but I wouldn't really budget much for that. I think maybe $100 or so would be enough, but you would have a better idea according to your own situation. So when you add up all of your expenses here, I think you're going to get something quite a bit smaller, probably more in like the $2,000 to $2,500 range per month. And then over here, you've got new clothes for $100, gym membership. I think your cell phone amount might be a yearly amount again. So if you divided that by 12, I'm thinking that you're looking more around $60 a month. I think mine is $40 or something like that. So somewhere in that range, whatever you pay for a cell phone, you would put that in. A computer, I don't think we've got internet on here, so you might need to include, I see that you haven't got cable TV, and a lot of people now are just using like wireless, Android boxes and things like that to stream TV instead of using cable. But you should include an amount for Wi-Fi in your own home, because I don't know that you can really sort of survive without it anymore. So you can look that up or check with parents or friends and see what they pay. And so all of the non-essential expenses, if there's anything else that you would regularly spend money on, you would throw it in there as well. You're going to add that to your total that we got over on this side. And that's going to come up here and add with whatever you get here. And that gives you your total monthly expenses. So depending on how much you're going to earn at your job, you need to then compare that to what you can afford, whether or not there's anything left over for savings or for emergencies. And if there isn't, then you might have to go back and tinker with this and consider things like taking on a roommate or using public transportation instead of a car for now, and those kinds of things, just to keep costs down as you're first getting started. So I hope that helps, and if not, please email me. That's how this works in the courses, that we just have to keep going back and forth by email, but I do try and get back to you really quickly, and I'll try to answer all your questions. Okay, thanks.